Do you hear about that fucking object that's hurtling towards Earth at like 130,000 miles an hour?
No, that might solve all our problems.
Some intergalactic object that's this guy Avi Loeb, he's a professor at Harvard, that believes it might be an alien probe.
You're absolutely right to feel a chill. Something terrifying happened with 3 liters per atlas, the fastest interstellar object. It continues to display strange fiery behavior, bringing up more rumors and theories about this comet. Everyone's trying to understand what Comet 3L/ATLAS really is. And it seems like it might just be an alien probe.
NASA detected a mysterious object speeding toward Earth. Some actual bona fide experts think it might not be your typical space rock or maybe any kind of rock or a natural phenomenon at all.
It was first detected as a speck of light moving relative to background stars.
The comet continues to be bizarre, and scientists are asking, is it rotating weirdly or is there something off about its surface? Comet 3 liters per atlas is actually the 3rd known and fastest interstellar object to fly across the solar system, and it's at it again with another strange behavior. Scientists are worried that something terrifying has happened with the comet again. The latest oddity that this comet has shown is how it has been spewing dust. Normally, when a comet goes closer to the Sun, it releases a tail of gas and dust and a second tail of ions. But Comet 3L's tail is weak, and this is understandable since it's far away. The main problem is that it is spewing a lot of dust, which shouldn't be so. Even worse, this ejector isn't being released behind it as it goes, but it has been moving in the direction of the Sun. Comets are icy, made of frozen gas, rock and dust, which attracts the nickname dirty snowballs. When they get closer to the Sun, their surface will sublimate from solid to gas and form the fuzzy atmosphere around the comet nucleus. In fact, a nucleus as small as a neighbourhood can make a coma larger than Earth. Comet 3L has a sunward tail or antitail, and although this is rare, it's not actually unheard of. It's a layer of debris left behind by the comet that appears pointed at the Sun. But what's happening with the comet 3L/ATLAS isn't only about the strange sunward tail. It's more about its true nature. Scientists using the Hubble Space Telescope discovered that this comet seems to be experiencing a lot of dusty sublimation on the sun side, but it disappears on the night side. They have 2 reasons that might be used to explain it. For one, it might be that the comet is constantly spinning with a pole pointing at the Sun, so the night side is never getting any light. The second explanation is that its surface has been dramatically weathered. After something terrifying happened with 3 liters per atlas, some scientists believe that the comet is actually older than the solar system. That means that it has spent several billion years being bombarded with cosmic rays. This process has removed the surface hydrogen on the comet, which is why it doesn't have a long, beautiful tail like normal comets should. But this strange tail isn't the only terrifying aspect of this comet. Many experts are struggling to understand whether the comet is a natural part of the solar system or an alien probe. And this confusion is not surprising, especially since it has a self-luminous glow. A Harvard astrophysicist, Avi Loeb, shocked the scientific community when he revealed something terrifying about Comet 3L/ATLAS. He argued that the interstellar object isn't actually reflecting sunlight, but might be emitting its own light. He got the evidence from the Hubble telescope images from July 21st, which revealed that there was an asymmetric glow right in front of the object as it moved toward the Sun. It's not like the expected trailing tail found in comets. Avi Loeb and his collaborator, Eric Keto, carried out their research by analysing the surface brightness profile. What they discovered was a steep slope that's consistent with a central light source illuminating ejected dust. If the 3 liters per atlas is actually making its own light, its actual size could be much smaller, about 100 meters. This is around the same size as other interstellar visitors that have shocked the Earth, like Oumuamua and 2L Borisov. But most scientists estimate much bigger sizes since they use reflection-based modelling. Of course, many other scientists remain skeptical about this. NASA has classified 31/A TLAS as a natural comet. That's because it has some features consistent with comet behaviour, like water vapour, carbon dioxide, and cyanide emissions. But Avi Loeb won't give up, and he called on NASA to leverage spacecraft like the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter's high-rise camera and Juno to observe the strange behaviour of the comet. What's more, ever since something terrifying happened to the 3L/A TLAS, many ground and space-based observatories have been tracking its composition and brightness. If the 3 litres per atlas is actually powering itself, then where could the energy come from? One idea is radioactive energy. Some believe that a rare piece from a supernova core enriched with radioactive materials is in the comet. Although it's technically possible, it's also improbable because these fragments are very scarce in interstellar space. But the bolder and more popular theory is that it's a nuclear-powered alien-engineered spacecraft. 3 litres per atlas could just be a space probe that's shedding dust during interstellar travel. Avi Loeb isn't the only one that believes that this comet comes from a faraway planet of aliens. When Comet 3L/ATLAS, a high-speed interstellar object, was first discovered, it showcased some unusual properties. All of these raised questions about its origins, even more so after something terrifying happened with the comet. Harvard's Avi Loeb was at the forefront of this idea, suggesting that the comet is a hostile piece of technology from space. One of the strange aspects of the comet is its very precise trajectory. 3 litres per atlas passes smoothly near Venus, Mars and Jupiter. The path followed closely with the ecliptic plane. They estimated that the chances of the comet moving randomly was very low, about 0.005%. Instead, the path could be a survey mission route, which shows that the comet is a deliberate design and not a cosmic coincidence. In fact, something terrifying happened with 3 litres per atlas, as whenever it goes closer to the Sun, it becomes nearly invisible from Earth. This invisibility might actually be stealth technology by aliens and a strategic manoeuvre. There's always the possibility of the Comet 3Ls being an alien probe, and many scientists are trying to identify it. Many things we see in the solar system don't emit a light of their own. Instead, we only see them by the light they reflect from the Sun. Larger objects in space reflect more sunlight, so they're much easier for us to see from Earth. Most of the comets and asteroids that we can actually see are very large, although they look small and far from Earth. But smaller objects in space are difficult to spot. Currently, we can only track objects down to a size of 10 or 20 meters out as far from the Sun as Jupiter. Humans have sent probes to outer space to find out about aliens, and so it's not so far off to believe that aliens have also sent their own probes to Earth. The idea of alien probes around Earth might seem unbelievable, but humans have sent theirs too. Both Voyager 1 and 2 have officially left our solar system, and Pioneer 10 and 11 would soon be sent out. So, it's not a stretch to believe that if alien civilizations existed, they would have sent their own probes. Little green men won't come out of 3 litres per atlas to say hello, but how would we know whether the comet is a probe or just a normal interstellar object? Our own Voyager probes are about 10 meters in size. If alien probes are the same size as this, then we won't actually notice it until it's somewhere in the asteroid belt between Jupiter and Mars. This is exactly the case with 3 litres per atlas, as it was only spotted when it came closer. But there are some telltales that will reveal whether the 3 litres per atlas is a probe or not. To start with, scientists would look for evidence that no aliens were involved in the making of the comet. One of the clues in this direction is the strange tail that it emits, different from the way comets do. However, there might also be some hints of alien origin. For instance, if there are any radio waves coming from the probe as a form of communication, that would be a sign that something terrifying has happened with it. Of course, This is only assuming that the probe was still working in order and not completely damaged. Scientists might also look for signs of electrostatic discharge caused by sunlight hitting the probe. If the 3LATLAS also shows signs of maneuvering and propulsion, it could try to correct its course or reposition its antennas to send and receive signals to and from its origin. And a genuine sign that the 3LATLAS is actually a problem could be that it will approach Earth in a stable orbit. Earth is definitely the most interesting place in the solar system. We have water, a healthy atmosphere, a strong magnetic field, and life. Any probe from aliens would want to investigate and collect data about this planet. Some scientific arguments of Comet 3L, being of alien origin, point towards the trajectory precision. It has an exceptional orbital alignment that raises eyebrows, especially given the small sample size of interstellar visitors. Avi Loeb also gives a 60% chance that the comet is of extraterrestrial intelligence origin. Scientists are still studying the comet and looking for exceptional evidence like radio or electromagnetic emissions, non-gravitational maneuvering, artificial light production, and unusual materials or structures. Avi Loeb wants to figure it out by intercepting the comet or so-called probe as it approaches Jupiter in March 2026. Such a flyby would be way more invaluable than what normal telescopes can provide. So far, there's no telling whether the 3LATLAS is actually a probe or not. But ever since something terrifying happened with the comet, especially with the strange tail that moves towards the sun, many have been trying to understand where it comes from. Does it really come from an alien civilization light years away? Or is it simply a comet that's older than the solar system? Well, 3 liters per atlas has been confirmed as an interstellar comet by scientists who don't want to believe it's actually a space probe. It is identified by its highly hyperbolic trajectory and an eccentricity above 1, which is clear evidence that it's not gravitationally bound to the sun. In layman terms, the comet is simply passing through our solar system and it would soon leave. And they say it's not a probe. It was first discovered on July 1st, 2025 by the Atlas Observatory in Chile and confirmed by the Minor Planet Center after. It marks the third known interstellar visitor to Earth after 1L Oumuamua and 2L Borisov in 2017 and 2019 respectively. The trajectory of the comet comes from the direction of the constellation Sagittarius. According to kinematic analyses, the motion components align more closely with stars in the Milky Way's thick disk. Scientists estimate that the age of the 31/ATLAS is around 7 to 14 billion years, way older than our solar system. If it's actually an alien probe, it could mean that it comes from a civilization that's way older than our own solar system, and it's one of the oldest cometary bodies ever observed. Some of the features of the 3L/ATLAS point towards it being a comet, but there are some other strange signs that might mean it's actually an alien probe. When something terrifying happened with the tail of the Comet 3L, many began to wonder whether it's truly a comet or something stranger. Once more, the fact that it's self-illuminated is another strange feature. Still, 3 liters per atlas displays some comet-like behavior as a presently active interstellar comet. Its composition includes water ice grains, water vapor, carbon dioxide and cyanide gas, all of which have been detected via Sirius observatories. Interestingly, scientists observed hydroxyl emission, a direct tracer of water, when the comet was about 3.5 astronomical units from the Sun. This is an unusually distant region where water ice sublimation is normally inefficient. The water production rate of the comet is way higher than typical solar system comets though, which is another strange feature of the comet. This is probably because of the sublimation of water ice grains in the coma, and not a direct release from the nucleus. These grains were probably ejected due to more volatile ices driving the process. Another strange feature of the comet was the reddish spectral slope of the coma, which is consistent with organic-rich irradiated materials. It was observed in visible and near-infrared wavelengths, suggesting dusty and organic-laden components that would remind scientists of D-type asteroids and trans-Neptunian objects. As scientists try to understand what happened with 3 litres per atlas, and whether it's just another comet or something even stranger, they are facing some observation challenges. It's hard to keep up with this strange interstellar object, especially since it's not staying in our solar system but expected to leave soon. By October 29, 2025, scientists expect that the 3L/ATLAS would reach perihelion, its closest point to the Sun. By that time, it will be nearly behind the Sun from our perspective on Earth. It will enter solar conjunction and make direct Earth-based observations nearly impossible. This solar alignment will lead to diminished visibility from early October to mid-November 2025. It's expected that the comet's solar elongation will remain under 0 degrees, so scientists can only observe it right after twilight or before dawn. Only equatorial or southern hemisphere observatories can access and monitor it by this time. Of course, some scientists are worried about not being able to fully find out the origins and true nature of this interstellar object, and so they have made different proposals. For instance, Mars orbiters might observe 3L/ATLAS when it passes within 30 million kilometers, capturing some details that we can't see from Earth. Another alternative could be a Juno maneuver, which could intercept the comet during its Jupiter flyby in 2026. The Psyche mission and ESA's JUICE spacecraft could also go towards the comet and provide imagery or spectral data. Other spacecraft too, like Europa Clipper, Hera, and even Lucy, might cross through the comet's tail in the post-perihelion period, offering rare direct sampling of the coma. Scientists are scrambling to figure out whether they can find out more about 3L/ATLAS before it leaves our solar system. But while scientists still say that it might be a probe or just a special comet, there has been some talk about prophecies and apocalyptic that keep UFO enthusiasts interested. Interestingly, Baba Vanga, the famed late Bulgarian mystic, has been credited with predicting the first contact with extraterrestrials. Many outlets and enthusiasts have connected this prediction to the unexpected appearance of 3L/ATLAS, and that makes them believe that it could mean an alien visitation or ominous contact. Someday, that 3 litres per atlas is potentially carrying alien technology, while others say that it's the realization of the mystic's alien contact prophecy. This overlap has been stirring public fascination and unease. Despite all the sensational headlines, astronomers all believe one thing, which is that there isn't any doom or extraterrestrial invasion tied to 3 litres per atlas. They are only studying the object as a natural interstellar comet. And so there's no evidence to support mystical apocalyptic claims. They want the public to believe that reality is far more grounded and far less terrifying. All the available data has confirmed that Atlas poses absolutely no threat to Earth. Its closest approach would be around 1.8 astronomical units, which is over 370 million kilometers away from Earth. NASA has reaffirmed that it will remain at a safe distance, and its trajectory ensures it will not intersect Earth's orbit. But let's look at a hypothetical situation. Although scientists have not confirmed whether the 3L/ATLAS comet is an alien probe or not, if it really was, we might never know. But the primary question would be whether it's hostile or benign. In a hostile scenario, a dangerous probe could theoretically pose a threat, although there have been no credible signs of aggression like directed thrusts, signals, or trajectory changes aimed at Earth. Even some speculative claims that suggest that the comet is possibly hostile remain unverified and highly hypothetical. But if it's truly a probe, there's a good chance that it might be a passive one, like the ones humans have also sent out there to discover if there are really aliens or not. A passive probe could pose no danger, and it would even offer scientific benefits. it might become proof of real aliens out there. Just like Avi Loeb has said, intercepting the object and gathering more data will reveal whether it's really an alien probe or not, but it doesn't seem like anyone would take that step. 3. I/ATLAS is not a threat, whether natural or artificial. Absent any evidence of intentional targeting or weaponization, even an alien probe would likely pose no danger and might instead become a remarkable opportunity for study. Still, without any clear signs one way or the other, it's impossible to know whether the comet is natural or actually made by aliens. Objects like the Atlas remind us that space is very large and full of surprises, and we might probably never figure it all out. Most of them have natural explanations, but strange objects like these are worth a second look. For now, the 3 liters per Atlas is simply an unusually fast, old and icy visitor from a distant system. But scientists might discover that it's more than this. It might eventually be a probe that wants to discover more about our planet, as Earth stands out among others. Scientists have constantly sent probes out there to discover signs of alien life. But for some alien civilization out there, we might be the aliens, and they might be sending probes to find out more about us instead. Since something terrifying happened with 3 liters per Atlas, scientists are trying to figure out more about the interstellar object. What do you think is the truth behind this so-called comet? Let's know your thoughts in the comments. So, thanks for watching this video, and we will see you in the next one.